Is the Bible really the oldest book of history? For centuries, many have believed it to be the ultimate record of our ancient past. It tells epic stories of creation, floods, great kings, and prophets. But is it truly the very first book to capture human history? Let's journey back in time, far beyond what many of us learned in school, to uncover the truth. To answer this question, we need to travel to a land once called Mesopotamia, what we now know as modern-day Iraq. Here, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, one of the earliest civilizations, the Sumerians, thrived. They invented something revolutionary, writing, not on paper, but on clay tablets. And on one of these tablets, we find a story that sounds surprisingly familiar. It's called the Epic of Gilgamesh. This isn't just a story. It's one of the oldest known pieces of literature in the world. It was written down thousands of years before the earliest parts of the Bible. The epic follows a king named Gilgamesh on his quest for eternal life. Along the way, he meets a man who survived a great flood sent by the gods to wipe out humanity. He built a huge boat, saved his family, and gathered animals, landing on a mountain as the waters receded. Sound familiar? The parallels to the story of Noah's Ark in the Bible are striking. This has led scholars to believe that many stories passed down through generations in the ancient world were shared across different cultures. The story of a great flood wasn't unique to the Bible. It was a powerful tale told by many peoples, including the Sumerians and later the Babylonians. The Gilgamesh story is just one example. So, where did the Bible come from? The books of the Old Testament were written down over a long period, starting around 3,000 years ago. They were compiled from oral traditions, songs, and legal codes that had been passed down for generations among the ancient Israelites. These texts were incredibly important, shaping the identity and faith of a people. They weren't just history, they were a spiritual guide, a collection of laws, and a library of wisdom. While the Bible contains historical information and describes real places and events, it wasn't created as a single history book. It's a collection of different kinds of writing: poetry, prophecy, law, and narrative, all brought together to tell a larger story about humanity's relationship with God. So, if Gilgamesh is older, does that make the Bible less important? Not at all. It simply places it within a wider world of ancient stories and traditions. It shows us that ancient people, no matter where they lived, grappled with the same big questions. Where did we come from? Why are we here? How should we live? They told stories to make sense of the world, to understand disasters like floods, and to explore the meaning of life and death. Let's also look at ancient Egypt. While the Sumerians were writing on clay, the Egyptians were carving their history in stone. The hieroglyphs on temple walls and monuments, and the writings on papyrus scrolls tell stories of pharaohs, gods, and daily life that are thousands of years old. Texts like the pyramid texts, which describe the king's journey to the afterlife, are even older than the Epic of Gilgamesh. These writings give us another window into an ancient world, bustling with its own rich history and beliefs, long before the Bible's stories were put to parchment. So, we have Sumerian epics, Egyptian funeral texts, and later, the great library of the Bible. Each is a treasure. The Epic of Gilgamesh might be the older story, but the Bible's influence on world history, law, art, and culture is unmatched. It has guided civilizations, inspired countless individuals, and shaped the moral fabric of societies across the globe for millennia. The Bible isn't just one book, but a library. And like any great library, its value isn't determined by whether it holds the very first book ever written. Its power lies in the timeless stories it tells, the profound wisdom it offers, and the enduring hope it has given to billions of people throughout history. It is a monumental human achievement, a spiritual testament that continues to resonate today. So, the next time you think about history, remember that it's not a single, straight line. It's a vast river fed by many streams. The stories of Gilgamesh, the pharaohs, and the prophets of the Bible are all part of this grand, flowing narrative of humanity. They are echoes of our most ancient ancestors, all trying to understand their place in the universe. And now, as we stand at the crossroads of ancient texts and modern understanding, a question remains: echoing through the corridors of time. Was the sharing of these epic stories a simple coincidence? The result of cultures crossing paths? Or is there a deeper, more profound truth hidden within these shared tales? A single, ancient memory that all of humanity carries. What do you believe?